Hey there, sports fans. This is AsiansUnite bringing you Monday Night Football, Week 10. Last week, I predicted that the Packers would win 35-20, but with sports, you just can't predict injuries. The Bears pulled the upset and won 27-20. I gave the Bears pretty much no chance to beat the Packers, but I wouldn't have imagined that Aaron Rodgers would get hurt. Seneca Wallace played decent, but you just can't expect your backup to just be thrown into the starting role and play at the same level. Even with Wallace at quarterback, the game was still pretty close, and running back Eddie Lacy had a monster game with 150 yards and a touchdown. And in my opinion, this battle of backup quarterbacks was won pretty much because the Bears had time to prepare Josh McCown to play the game. This week we have the 4-4 Miami Dolphins visiting the 0-8 Tampa Bay Buccaneers. These teams have been lighting up sports news, but for other things other than winning. Miami has been involved in the Richie Incognito and Jonathan Martin harassment scandal, and Tampa Bay has been having issues with head coach Greg Schiano and the release of Josh Freeman. So these issues are obviously distractions for the players and coaches, not to mention the fact that it directly affects the teams. For the Dolphins, that O-line has made Ryan Tannehill the most sacked QB in the NFL, so losing two starters in Incognito and Martin can't be that good. I was especially pretty high on Tannehill this year, but it's hard to judge if he's actually made a leap in his second year when he's just constantly under pressure. Going back to the Incognito situation, unlike the Riley Cooper situation in Philly, teammates seem to be backing up Incognito. In Philly, when Riley Cooper made his statements, no one kind of defended him, quote unquote. They always said, oh, he shouldn't have said that, things like that. But with Incognito, you had players like Ryan Tannehill coming up and saying, oh, I didn't know this was an issue, They thought they were friends, so I'm not really sure what to make of that, There's still news coming out about what actually happened, so no one really knows the actual facts. But to me, it's just not clear-cut to say that Incognito, harassed him. So I think in Tampa Bay, there's a lot of doubt in Greg Schiano. I don't personally know him, but it seems that his college mentality doesn't work well with the players in the NFL. Add on to the fact that they're not winning makes it easy for players and fans to turn on him. I'm actually impressed by rookie QB Mike Glennon. Although, he hasn't won a game yet, he's been showing a lot of poise and seems to have, the makings of a franchise QB. Last week they were up, 21 points on the Seahawks, and they just couldn't finish. They lost a lot of close games, and also they lost running back Doug Martin. There's a lot of hope, though, and with Glennon not throwing any interceptions the last 3 games, and corner Darrelle Revis coming back to 100%, there's a lot of hope. Some teams either use distractions as motivation or get dragged down by them. I don't really know how much of a distraction these issues can be, but if they continue, this will go downhill quicker than they already have been. After starting 3-0, the Dolphins dropped 4 of their last 5 games. Even with this bad streak, they're still the 7th seed in the AFC and still control their destiny. For the Bucs, their season is pretty much over, but they can still evaluate their personnel and play hard. I don't see Schiano being the coach for long, and if he's not fired by this season, it probably won't be much longer. I think the Bucs will pull the upset and get their first win. I predict the score will be 20-17. I don't think these distractions will be much of an issue, but I don't think the Dolphins' O-line will magically get better. I hope you enjoyed my prediction analysis, and as always, stay classy.